Hello and welcome once again to M Cubed. I am Brian, the Motley Mix Merchant. Thank you very much for dropping by. If you are new to this channel, and there are a lot of you who are new to this channel of subscribers anyhow, 60 new subscribers in the last 30 days. That's great. Thank you, YouTube, and the eBay Scammers video for that. But if you are new here, I am a Canadian eBay reseller. I pick up almost all of my items in online auctions for resale. I do hit the odd thrift store once in a while now that they're reopened here in Ontario, Canada, where I live. And then I turn them around and I flip them for a little bit of side money on eBay. Today is going to be what I call a what sold video. It is a run through of a few of the things that I've sold in the past little while. I haven't done one of these for a while, so these may have been in the last 45 days or so, but just thought I'd give you a run through because it's the kind of thing that sells for me. My model is, if it sells, I'll sell it. I don't have a specific niche. I do focus a lot on glass and ceramics, but if I research something and I find out that it's worth quite a bit of money and I'll be able to make a pretty good profit on it, I'll sell it. That's why I call myself the Motley Mix Merchant, because it is definitely a motley mix of items in my eBay store. So what I do is I move over a little bit without banging the table. Did it this time. And we go through what's sold in the past 45 days or so. I think there's about 8 or 9. I'm just going to go through and tell you what I paid for them, tell you what I got for them, and some other stories behind them sometimes as well. So let's start with, it was an interesting find. It was a lot of 4 metal dental tools. You know, the kind of things that the dental hygienists use to scrape the plaque off your teeth. Well, they can be used as dental hygienist tools, but I know that these were sold as clay sculpting tools. That's how I found them. They were in a box of clay sculpting materials, other tools as well. I allotted these 4 together so you could buy them either as dental tools or as clay sculpting tools, and I'm pretty sure this person bought them for sculpting, and I got $25 for these. These were in the bottom of a box at one of the last live auctions I went to last summer sometime. So the cost to me was probably 25 cents for each of these, so that was a great return. And things that can have multiple uses, they are often very good sellers for sure. This was a beautiful piece. It was a Sheffield reproduction silver-plated drink shaker. I got this in a lot of other silver-plated stuff, I believe, in an online auction about 6 months ago or so. I think I paid a grand total of $6 for the entire lot of items, and I picked up $65 for this drink shaker. It was gorgeous. My girlfriend did do the polishing job on it because she likes to do that, and this was one of those pieces which it sold better because it was polished. It was pretty mottled as far as a little bit was tarnished and a little bit wasn't, so it looked a lot better when it was polished. But that's something you have to be careful of. Don't always polish your silver plate or your silver. A lot of buyers want the stuff to have the tarnish on it to show the age. So just be careful whether you're going to polish something or not, and whether that's going to take value away from it if you do end up shining it up. This was cute. A Beswick Art Deco vase. I picked this up from my Toronto contact. Those of you who have been here for a while with the channel, you know I had my friend in Toronto who was giving me all the ceramics from his house cleanouts. Well, I picked this up from him back last summer. It would have been May, June of 2020. Picked it up, costed me about $2 after I bought about $30 items for $60 from him. And I finally was able to get $30 for this on a best offer. Beautiful piece. That was a good price. They got a good price on that one. So they're happy. I'm happy. Again, cost me $2, and I'm trying to keep all of my item costs down around the $2 or less. If I can buy lots of things, bulk lots or combination lots of items, and get 3 or 4 items for $7 or $8, that keeps my cost per item down, and that way even when I do get $20 or $25, I'm still making a good return on my investment, that's for sure. If you saw the last video where I showed some of the things that I picked up at auction lately, you saw these. These are invalid feeders. This one here especially was the first one that sold, but interesting, one gentleman out of California has bought 3 of them from me so far in the last 2 weeks. All of them, he bought all of the ones that I had that had the Red Cross symbols on them. So 2 of them had the circle Red Cross, one of them had the Iron Cross. He bought all 3 of them from me so far for a grand total of $75. I still have 4 of the invalid feeders left, and I only paid $25 total for the lot of 7. So my cost on that was just over $3 each, but $75 so far return for 3 of them, with 4 of them left to go. This was a beautiful, beautiful piece. I think I showed you this a few episodes ago. It is an Asian Buddha traveling temple altar. And basically it's for people who follow Buddhism, and you take it with you in your luggage when you go on trips. And it is a altar for you to do your praying on. And it was made of resin, pressed resin, but it was beautifully, beautifully made. And I picked up $70 for that. I got it for $6 at an auction about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So it didn't sit in the store very long, and it was a great, great return on that one. I knew it was good. It was a beautiful piece. When I got it home and did some research on it, the one that I had with the pressed resin was probably as valuable as the hand carved wood ones, just because of how beautiful they are. So yeah, it was a great return on that one. $70. I was surprised it went that high. It was good. This big monster finally got out of the house. It was a Metaxa Greek soldier liqueur bottle. And he was about 18 or 19 inches tall. He was a fun one to ship up, to pack up and ship out. But he's gone. $30, and again, cost me $5 total for a lot of 3 bottles. So what's that? About $1.50, $1.60 each. And that's a $30 return. So that was another good sale. And I am selling smaller stuff as well. I'm just showing you some of the highlights and some of my better sales. Continue to sell RC car parts. I bought about 100 different pieces of RC car parts back last late spring, early summer. Well, they just continue month after month. I'm selling about 4 or 5 of them. My stock is starting to get down there a little bit, but that's okay. I've quadrupled or more my money back on that investment in the RC car parts last spring. So I am selling car parts. I am selling small plushes, but I got to show you these plushes. It's weird. And we've talked about this in our Facebook groups before, and I think I've mentioned it here on the channel as well. You ever been doing something with your stockpile and you touch something and then it sells within the next 24 hours, even after it's been sitting in your store for months on end? Well, yesterday I had to get one of the items off of my storage shelves, and I had to move the top one that you see here, the big, huge Mummy Squishmallow. Well, I touched the Squishmallow and moved it, and about 3 hours later, all three of these sold to 3 different people in 3 different parts of the country within 2 hours of each other. I'm thinking it's probably in preparation for Easter. And I'm hearing that Squishmallows are back in again. They were sort of on the cusp of getting ready to fade out as a popular item, but they're coming back. And they're hard to find in the stores. They're hard to find even in the thrift stores. So I was lucky. I had these 4 items, which one was a lot of 2 small ones, then a medium-sized one, the big, huge 16-inch Mummy. But all told, $74 for a $12 investment in Squishmallows, all came from the same Goodwill. Probably about, you know what it was? It was between the middle of November and Christmas, because that's the only time the Goodwills were open here in Ontario up until the last week or so. So that was that one stretch where I went and got all these in 2 separate trips to the Goodwill in November, December, and they all sold after being in the store for 3 months. They sold within 2 hours of each other. I couldn't believe it. Anyhow, that was great. $74 return on a $12 investment. That was good. Last but not least, I sort of wanted to put this one in my auction haul video, last video, actually maybe the 2 videos ago, but I forgot it. And the funny thing is that I didn't have a chance to do it again because it sold less than 12 hours after I listed it. It is a vintage Mickey Mouse metal garbage can. I mean, it's old school, 1970s probably, and it was probably for the Canadian market because it was Mickey Mouse on one side and then Donald Duck on the other side with a French saying on the piece of paper that Donald Duck was picking up. So it was bilingual, English and French, which probably says it was for the Canadian market. Actually, it was made by a company in Canada. But I picked that up in a... No, I did not pick up the... Yes, I did pick up the... Squishmallows were Goodwill. This was a auction find for $5 online, and I got $45 for this. I think I underpriced it. Some old metal ones like this were selling in the 150 to 200 range, but I think the bilingual thing may have cut it down from being a $150 item, but I think I might have been better to list that at about $90 with a best offer, because it went less than 12 hours after I listed it for $45 full pop, and it was big, so it was a little bit to ship. But it's interesting. If you've been a follower of mine, I do 40% of my business really far away from where I live. Florida or California. Everything I sell seems to go to Florida or California. And actually, you can tell from your eBay stats, I think it's 41% of everything I sell goes to either California or Florida. So I've been adjusting my shipping prices accordingly, because USPS has put their prices up lately. And so I'm anticipating most of the time my stuff is going to sell to somebody far, far away from here in Southern Ontario or Western New York, where I'm able to do my U.S. Postal Service shipping from, is a service that takes it over the river to Western New York for me. So, but yeah, that was, the Mickey Mouse tin was great. And, I'm picking up some good things at auction still. I have gotten into 78 RPM records lately. I'll show you a few of those in the next auction haul video. But I've picked up quite a few lots of 78 RPM records, because nobody around here seems to want to buy them, but they sell. But even though they sell for $10 to $15 a piece plus shipping, I've got 100 of them right now. So I got to go through them, a lot of few together, sell some of the better name ones. I think I did talk about this in the last video a little bit, but you know what? You get into what you can get into, and 78 RPM records actually sell pretty well still. So that's something I'm going to look into. Now that my RC car parts are fading away and getting lost and gone forever, maybe I'll try and see what the 78 RPM records do for me for the next little while. So that's the kind of thing that have sold for me over the past 45 days or so. It's definitely picking up again. The stimulus checks, whenever they do get forwarded to everybody, are really going to help, I'm sure, because some people, that will be extra money for them if they've been working the whole time and that kind of thing, and don't need the stimulus checks to survive like some of us. But yeah, it's picking up, and I say it, I've said it before, and I've been guilty of it for the last 60, 90 days or so. You have to keep listing every single day, at least 3 items, if not 5 items. I slacked off there for a good 3 months while I was building up the auction business, which is still going well, by the way. But I started listing again. I'm taping this on Monday. Last Thursday, I started listing again 5 items per day. I made 7 sales over the weekend. That's my best weekend in the last 3 months. So it's so obvious. The eBay algorithm wants you to list and keep on listing. So do that. And then you can sell these kind of things that I've been selling and that other eBay sellers have sold. And it's if you want to build a business, you have to do the work. So I've gotten back into it here in the last 5 days or so. Going to keep on listing as best as I can, going through my items, starting to go through the 78 RPM records, and got a great lot of watch boxes that I'll tell you about in the next episode as well. And so that's something that I'm working on right now as well. There's about 10 or 12 watch boxes, just the boxes, no watches, but they sell very well. So we'll talk about that more in depth on the next auction haul video. That's it for now for What Sold. Thank you very much for tuning in. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers. Please, if you have not subscribed yet, hit the button down below and then hit the bell to be notified every time a new episode is uploaded. Please hit the like button. That is one of the big differences when it comes to YouTube recommending this video to other people who are interested in this kind of content. Please hit that like button so that others who want to know what they can sell on eBay can find this video, and hopefully I can give them some information that might help. Thanks again, everybody. Take care, stay well, be careful when you're out there thrifting, and I will see you here once again very soon for another episode of M Cubed. Bye for now. Cheers.